I've got Jon here. He's the manager of Silverback Music, and they happen to manage the Slightly Stoopid. So tell us, how did you originally meet this band, and what made you want to become their manager?
Fortunately enough, I was introduced to Miles from Slightly Stoopid by my friend Bradley Noel, who was the singer and original, one and only Sublime Bradley Noel. So Brad had lost his license in 1995, I want to say, and Miles was 16, and Brad had Miles starting to work under the label Skunk Records, which was Bradley's label and kind of music, moniker and brand that they put their records out under. So he actually got Miles to give him a ride, and they showed up in my office one day, and Bradley was like, "This is Miles from Slightly Stoopid, a band that I'm
Is this like
work
right
with."
before 1996, before they started their own album?
Yeah, like Slightly Stoopid were, kind of mentored by Bradley and Miguel from Skunk Records, and that relationship happened while Miles and Kyle were still in high school and just coming up learning music, and so they got schooled by the best, by the masters, and I happened to be in the mix because I was representing Sublime at the time, and like I said, Bradley was like, "These are the guys that I feel I want to help and put some energy into helping them." I always took it, him saying like, "I might not be here forever, but if you want to carry the torch of this music, then like here's Miles. He can take it down the road for a while." And Slightly Stoopid has endured and continue to carry the torch of the music that started with Bradley and Sublime and great lineage of other California artists.
There's obviously many amazing things about this band. Can you name a few of them that are your personal favorites? Like, why did you continue on this long of a relationship with them? What makes them so unique and different?
That's a good question. I feel what separates Slightly Stoopid is their musicianship. They're very, very, they're craftsmen, and they've been working at it for a long time. They take it very serious, and I feel that they've grown as musicians and as artists, that their musical vocabulary is deep and it's studied, and it's not just versed in one style or genre. Unmanufactured quality of soul that is in their songwriting and their voices. So they're also great guys, and they're trying to do a lot of good things with their energy and their music, so that's important to me.
Yeah, Miles was telling us about their involvement with like charity and helping give back, with their music. So I thought that was definitely a standout point for them.
They've made a real concerted effort to, I think, use their power and what they have in their voice, and they know that they're privileged to be able to do what they do for a living, and that's a gratifying, rewarding, and honorable thing that they try to do good in the world with that voice. So just recently they put out a video for a charity called Global Bright Light, which is to power solar powered villages in third world countries where their kids don't really have light to read and things like that. So there's a new animated video for a song called One Bright Day that they're auctioning off the canvases that were used to make the video. It's all art and lyrics, and the canvases were painted in Hawaii by a stupid head actually that we met, just noticing her artwork on the internet. And so you can auction.
Stupid head.
Yeah, a girl. She's a female surfer named Danielle Zirk, and she's also a painter, and her paintings were used to make the One Bright Day lyric video.
That's
and
cool.
Now they're being auctioned off. You could go to www.slightlystoopid.com/onebrightday, and then there's 6 panels, I think, of original paintings that were made to use it, and they're being auctioned off for Global Bright Light. So that's an example of one of the things we're trying to do.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that definitely speaks to my heart, and I'm sure many others as well, as the fact that they use their credibility, their fame, to use it for voices for others who maybe don't have it. What got you into the music industry in a whole? Because that's not always the easiest industry to get into.
inspired early by artists like the Grateful Dead. That growing up in the Bay Area, I got to see a lot of their shows and be exposed to what, kind of meaningful subcultural music is next to like pop music. So I feel like we've applied that approach kind of with Slightly Stoopid. So that was very inspiring. And I was also lucky enough to have family in the music business that kind of gave me my first like little start when I was in college, and that helped kind of introduce me to the world that it's not an easy business, and
Right.
I've been very blessed and fortunate to work with the artists and musicians that I do. So that's what keeps me going.
I recently heard, I think it was in Billboard, that there was, I think it was Slightly Stoopid, it was partnered up with Reefer and Reform.Rock, and they created an album that actually was made out of hash, which literally is dope.
Yeah. This is
So tell us about
one of
that.
the dopest things, and I'm glad that you guys asked, because like what happened is, we press records for a living and make music, and so we were just joking around one day when we were pressing some real vinyl, because people still like vinyl, and we were in the studio where they actually have the vinyl pressing plant. It's an analog mastering studio that usually you press 12-inch records at, and the guy in the studio, that's called Capsule Labs, and Gil at Capsule Labs said, he's showing me records on his wall. Here's a vinyl we made out of wood with polyurethane, and here's one we made out of some crazy spin art and he's like, I want to make one out of marijuana, out of weed. And I said, well, I know some people like that have the real high quality genuine bubble hash, and I know the band I want to put on the record, so why don't we try it? And we were able to actually achieve the pressing and mastering of a 12-inch vinyl record out of pure OG bubble hash. And we put Slightly Stoopid's Dabbington is one of the songs that's on there, but it was like 1970s old school hash and a record, and we were able to get actual audible audio to play out of it.
I mean, so many questions I have here, because that has to be a first, I would imagine. I've never heard of anything quite like that.
Yeah.
So did you guys actually smoke it after you listened to it?
The original prototype is 95% actually. It sits in my office, and it has the silver platter that is the grooves where it gets pressed to the record. So it was covered with an actual real record, and people have just come in and chipped it off. Like, it's just if you come by, you can kind of do that. So it's almost gone now.
Take a little piece of history with you.
Yeah, exactly. But we want to do it again, and that's what we're going to try to achieve. We're talking to Peter Tosh's Day right now about possibly doing that with the remix of the song Legalize It. That would have Slightly Stoopid and Ollie Campbell from UB40, and hopefully a couple other people. And that would be the total proof of concept, is to actually put a song that was created at the same time when hashish was, and it having that progressive message, which we finally have realized. And so to put that all down, that's the overall achievement that we're looking to do, and kind of would be the creation of a smokable piece of art that ultimately we'd like to utilize again for a charitable cause, and for Reform.Rocks to get their message out there as well.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, do you go actually on tour with them everywhere they go?
I don't go everywhere the band goes. I'm lucky to go to a lot of the beautiful places that we do, and
Like Seattle?
this is one of the best for sure. We love it up here, and Mary Moore Pavilion Park has been a home for Slightly Stoopid for the last 5 years. I think we've been coming consistently, and how can you argue with this? It's the great Pacific Northwest, and it's just a lot of history up here with music and with the cannabis field. So it's home, as the guy said before. It's like a second home for us. We've been coming for a long time, and we love you guys up here.
We love you guys too, and it means a lot that you guys keep continuing to come back. You've known this band since they've been young, first starting out. Where do you see their future going?
I think the sky's the limit for Slightly Stoopid, really. They're still relatively young guys for how much experience and how much longevity they've already achieved. So, and they're just very talented. So it's really, as we are all in this new digital landscape, and it's just a new ball game in terms of how your music actually gets out there. So where I like to see some of it going is just, you know, they're going to continue to write great songs and anthems for generations, and that young people, new people are coming aboard, and their parents are still staying on board. You know, that's the cool thing. I want to do some virtual reality stuff with the band.
Cool.
So that's kind of, for me, in terms of my voice and what I'm able to do and shed influence on those guys, like from a creative or business sense, is trying to pioneer the technology, and that seems to be kind of an exciting frontier to explore. Is to
I
get
know
it out
why
there,
you're their
you know?
manager now. I see it.
Yeah,
Well,
thanks.
thank you again for having us. Is there anything else that you would like to share? Like what are some different ways that we can support you, your music label, maybe Slightly Stoopid? Like, where can we go and buy their music?
Slightly Stoopid's website has everything on there. It's Slightly Stoopid, STOOPID.com. And so for Slightly Stoopid, that would be a great place to start. So my company, Silverback Music, was founded by me and my brother, Matt Phillips, and it's been around since 1998. And we started with Sublime and Long Beach Dub All-Stars and Slightly Stoopid. We have a really great Pacific Northwest Olympia artist named Ethan Tucker, that if you haven't heard of him, I would definitely check him out. And you can, our Instagram is at Silverback Music, so that's a good place. And, you know, you can find the music out there. That's not the hard part anymore. And
Let's Google that.
so yeah, Slightly Stoopid and Silverback Music would
Who
be
are you
a good
calling a
spot.
stupid head?
I'm with Stupid.
I'm a stupid. I'm a stupid head. Take note. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I love getting to know you. You're a great human, and thanks for continuing to come back to Seattle. And thank you especially for giving back to charities.
Right on. Well, I just want
That's
to say,
huge.
thanks for all the support. Dope Magazine, Reform.Rocks, and Reefer.com. We've been speaking up here for a long time, and you guys are family to us. So, thank you.
It's all about
Yeah,
family
and all
here.
the peeps in Seattle. Keep it real.
See you guys next time.
Thank you.